Alright, so we'll start with basic tapping and hammering so we can get some of this look and shape. Now, I apologize I didn't really point out, but we're also doing this with the most basic hand tools that anybody could, would, should, or be able to have. So let's move this stuff out of the way. Imagine that's all you have to start with. I am going to use a glove just for the sake of the fact that it's much safer, but I do not need it. But I do strongly suggest please protect your fingers because tin is sharp. If you just saw that, yes, I am bald. Damn it, and the camera just got kicked. If my girlfriend would be so kind, she might check and make sure that I'm still being looked at.
Yeah, it looks good.
Good, thank you. She's very helpful. Tin snips are a must. Because as you can tell, you can take it from sharp to round. Now, depending on what you're making, obviously you adjust as needed. For me, I am working on a petal for a sunflower because it's a fairly simple shape and it's actually part of a project I am working on right now. Yeah, this is why I'm not big on the gloves. I can't feel anything. But, okay. We're getting there. Don't want it too round. But we'll start with that. Sorry, the gloves are too much for me, guys. So, let's see. Now when this is all said and done, you will want a file so you can get those sharp little bits. If you're fancy enough to have a grinder, that obviously works too. So, I've gotten this to a point where I like it. Try not to leave your tidbits laying around because they will stab your feet and or fingers. So, obviously, I just have a piece of wood. This works really well because you can put in an angle, you can have it rounded, you can have it straight, you can even carve a bowl into it if you needed to for shape. But for me, I like the flat or just a little angle. This is more of me just starting out with flattening out some of my sharpest edges. And so here's where we start getting into some of the more fun stuff. You have your flattened out piece that is the beginnings of a petal. You have the rounded side of your ball peen hammer. And here's where we start to add some texture. This is what you obviously call, in a very obvious means, hammer tone. Good morning. Now this does take some work. It's tedious, but it's not hard. Just keep watching where it's going. Now the cool thing is as you keep tapping along, you notice it actually automatically starts taking a rounded shape. and that's because you are shrinking the metal. You start to get a texture on the back as well as the front. That's why you use tin, because it's easy to work with. This is 22 gauge if you needed to know the exact thickness. This is the fun part, is you get to play around a little. If you want to make it a little more curved, go for it. You just work the edge. It's got to be gentle, don't work too much. But the harder you pound it, the deeper it goes. It's in a farther curve, a more aggressive shaping. As you could imagine, I have hit my fingers a couple times, but it's really not too bad. Alright, we're getting along pretty well here. Looks pretty good. Nice. Now, here's where the funky part comes in, that I'm using my strange shaped piece of steel. As far as I could tell on any pictures I find of sunflower petals, they have lines horizontal to the shape. So what I have to do, is I have to duplicate that so it looks right. So I use my piece of steel because it has a flat edge. This is a 1/4 inch plate. Just some scrap I found laying around. And then a Cheapy Charlie hammer that I found at a yard sale. It was almost free 99. It was $5. It was pretty cheap. But it is an amazing piece of equipment that is way older than all of us. Now, of course, none of this has to be perfection, but the closer it looks, the better off it is. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so let's move that over there. Little hammer, too little. Alright, so how are we doing here? Yeah, we're getting some lines. But I want them to spread out as we go here. So, doo-doo. This is where a little finessing and playing around with it's very, like I said, requires some patience, but it's very fun. And the reason I'm using the bigger hammer, besides the weight, is the fact that it has a much larger contact surface. In other words, I'm less likely to smash my fingers. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Doo-doo-doo. Getting there, getting a little better shaping now. It's all about the tools you're using. Doo-doo-doo. Come along nicely. As you can see, it's curving up pretty good, but that is completely irrelevant and very easy to fix. Very nice. So, take a look. It's starting to look a little more like a petal. Let me see if I should touch that up a little bit. Yeah, what do you guys think? Open her up just a little bit. There we go. Alright. Now this is where I'm going to cheat because I have the tool. There. Not bad, not bad. What do you guys think? Pretty good? Not too bad? Not bad for a quickie. Done a lot worse, that's for sure. So we'll compare that with the rest of them. Because this will end up being the head of the sunflower. So we're going to have a bunch of petals around it. Should be something like that, but with some more. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more to pick from before it's over. Hey honey,
Yeah?
want to shut it off?